Welcome to this week's video blog. This week we're talking about websites. So I have here James Crook, who does happen to be my husband, but he's actually a digital marketing expert, and he speaks with hundreds of small business owners and has for the last few years around websites. That's originally what he started doing.
Yep.
So thank you for coming on board today, James.
Pleasure.
I appreciate it. It's good to have you here. So I wanted to ask James a couple of questions. First of all, if someone's going to start a small business, what's one of the questions that they will ask if they come to see you?
There's a few really common questions that people ask. Often I think too, there's some common questions people ask, and there are some questions that people should ask, but they don't.
Okay.
So we might start with the common ones. The first one people always ask honestly is, how much will a website cost? And the thing is that it's like asking how long is a piece of string. It's not always that easy to just say this is how much a website will cost. There are options where you do it yourself. You pay very, very little. It might be $20 a month or less, $10 a month, and you get a beautiful template and you can build your own website. Those can be quite effective if you don't have much budget. Right up to the other end of the spectrum is if you want to pay a high-level designer to do branding and go through who your target audience is, all that sort of stuff, you're probably looking at $20,000 to $30,000 for even just a normal sized website if you've got that level of expertise and that level of attention coming into it. So for most very small businesses that are starting out, it's going to be at the bottom end of that stick. I've got a really good free resource that I'll make sure you've got in your notes.
That'd be great.
It's a very simple guide that says where do I sit basically in this this spectrum of how much websites cost, right from that very, very cheap and high value end through to the other end, which I suppose is also valuable but more expensive, a higher level service. Does that help?
That's fantastic.
I guess the simple answer is, if you're going to build it yourself, there's some great tools online that can help with that, like Wix.com, Squarespace.com, WordPress.com. I could talk about this for ages, but all of those are basically around the $10 or $20 per month price range, and you can build a great site with them.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay, so if someone is going to build their own website, what do you recommend that they actually put on it? What are some of the most important things to have there?
That is a really good question. A lot of people jump into building their own website and create something that looks quite nice, and they might use a template to do that, which means that hopefully the template is giving them some direction around what kind of content is going to be good, but it doesn't always. And what I always say to people is start with the end in mind. What's the purpose of the website that you're building here? And in an internet marketing funnel or a campaign sense, I don't want to go into too much detail, but a website is usually one step in the kind of client journey that they have. So they might hear about you on social media, learn a bit about you there, and then when they're ready to actually book in, they'll click through to a website, read a bit about your modalities or whatever, the different options that you've got, and then they'll book from there, which is usually happening on a website that's not yours. It's usually a booking portal of some sort.
Yeah.
So in that sense, the website is there to make sure that people know you're a legitimate practitioner. So it's to build trust, essentially. It's to show the availability and the more practical side of things that you have, how much things cost, where you're available, all that kind of thing. And it's also, the other side of it is that your website itself can appear in Google if people are searching. And that's often a goal that people have. It's not just social media and advertising that will bring people there, but the website itself can appear in search. So if you start with those three things in mind, the idea is that you might need different things on your site to tick each of those boxes. The showing people that you're trustworthy thing comes down to making sure you've got things like photos of yourself and your team on your site, that it looks very professional and clean. And things like testimonials is another great thing to have there. So people who have loved your service, make sure that you've got written and even photos of those guys is great if you can. That adds a level of trust.
Which we're allowed to do with consent. If your client comes out and says, oh my goodness, I feel amazing, you can say, can I use that as a testimonial on my website? And if you then need to get them to sign it to say that yes, you've got that consent. We as massage therapists, other professionals aren't allowed to do that, but as massage therapists we are allowed to put those on our website.
Great.
So, yeah, it's good.
That's good. Yeah, and then the other side of things, I guess, then is appearing in Google. The bookings is second.
Yeah.
That's fairly simple though for most people who are using a third-party booking platform. just make sure you've got a great big button that says Book Now,
Book Now.
right at the top of the home page. In fact, you can even do it at the top of every page in the header if the template you're using allows for that. And that means no matter where people are coming from, they're doing the one thing that is the most important on your site. They're being led to book, which is great.
Surely that's the purpose.
That's right. That's going to be
every
the main
massage
purpose.
site out there.
And even the other purposes we're talking about, the other goals really just lead into that one. So that is a really important one. Make it dead easy for people to book. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is getting found in Google. Now, this is a whole topic in itself, and we could talk for ages about this, and maybe we will another day.
Yeah, sure. That'd be
But
great.
basically, you just need to make sure that the content on your site is arranged in a way that helps Google, as well as people, understand who you are and what you do and what you're about. So if you're a massage therapist, make sure you mention you're a massage therapist, is basically the SEO in very, very basic terms. SEO is getting found in Google. It stands for Search Engine Optimization. So yeah, blogging is really common. Making sure your pages mention those words that you want to get found for. So massage, maybe your location, massage in Geelong, massage in Melbourne, whatever they are. Those kind of things are very, very common. And yeah, there's a whole lot of other detail we could go into there. But basically, if you can get found well in Google, people will turn up at your site directly from that. And the idea is that those guys are searching for your services when they find you. So they're searching for, I need a massage, or
Yeah, which is a massively hot lead.
exactly, because
That's-
if they're
absolute
searching for
gold.
something and you sell it,
Yeah.
the website connects the two,
Yeah.
then you've got a really high chance of converting those people over into clients.
Absolutely.
Does that answer the question?
That's
that was quite a
perfect.
long
Yeah,
rant.
that's really great. Thank you.
Great,
Awesome.
great.
Is there
Excellent.
anything else you think we should know that you wanted to share with us today?
Look, it's probably that idea of start with the end in mind is the main thing. So
Yeah.
think about what the goal is, design your content, your images, and the actual website, visual design of that. Design that all around that goal, that point that you want people to do. And I'll line up a couple of free worksheets and cheat sheets that I've got that help people know how much your website costs. It just sort of breaks it down into categories for different types of sites. And I've also got a little homepage planner that I reckon would be quite useful for you guys.
Fantastic.
That kind of says, what things do we need on a homepage as far as those trust signals and other bits of branding and that sort of stuff.
Awesome.
I'll give them both to you,
Thank you.
as a free download for you guys.
That'll be fantastic. And so we'll pop them up on Facebook, and we might even put them on the webpage as well. So yeah, aliciacrook.com. Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.